We're good. Okay, so we are now going live stream. Yay! For creators' source of inspiration. And today we have two amazing guests with us. And I am going to read their introduction because I have not memorized it. And these are amazing ladies. And so together, both Neel and Nikki, they are the hosts of what is called their show, Silly Rainbow. And since this was all about inspiration, they can even explain why they have such a beautiful name. And they also have ABCs of Oracle cards, Phoenix Friday, that I had the honor to speak on, and 22NU. These are their shows. But together, okay, they have a combined history of over 4 decades of teaching and each have 20 plus years of experience. Okay, so these are heavy lifters here in our spiritual realm with the angels and our creator. And so they both are certified angel guides and invoking the archangel practitioners. Yay, Michael, I'm right here. Reaching internationally with their services and events. Their sessions and classes are all offered through online appointments and educational gatherings. With that, Nikki Locoli, did I enunciate that correctly?
Lacon.
Nicole, okay. Sounds Italian to me. With my angels is ascended, activated channeling messenger of angels, healer, certified angel guide. Through her divine connection with her team, she attains the wisdom and guidance of inner healing for all who are drawn to her compassion, light of divine love, which she just radiates. Neel, as in Janeel Hugh, Molokai, mystic. For those that do not know, Hawaiian Island, the most spiritual one, I am told, is a cosmic activator, an energy healer, inner child alchemist, an enlightenment mentor, and author of Answering the Call Accidentally on Purpose. You gotta love it. She helps awaken in you your highest purpose and align you on the right path. Okay, and she's going to list like I do of credentials here going. Reiki Master, Certified Angel Guide, Intuitive, Certified Soul. No, I'm going to say it. Certified because we're celebrating you. Certified Soul Teaching Oracle Card Reader, NDE Survivor, Artist, Poet, and Spiritual Teacher, Sacred Hearts of Jesus, and Mary Secular Branch member, and a prayer warrior. And I was not going to share that with everyone, my darling. I am so pleased. We are so pleased to have you here. It is an honor. This is the first time we are doing really launching an inspiration that first actually Neel encouraged to do and then inspired us to do. And then Spirit gave me the rest of everything, the name, the initials, and this is all about inspiration. And inspiration is one of the highest frequencies because inspiration really is from the creator's source, which is unconditional love. And this is where we want to resonate and function with and live and emit in this lifetime. So the more that we can radiate, the more we help others radiate. So every first and third Thursday, we are going to do a 30-minute, but when we have two amazing guests, we're going to do 40 minutes. So kick back, relax, have your cup of coffee, have your water, take notes if you want, We'll always put contact information after the fact. And I just want you to hear this amazing wisdom that is going to be shared. And then also, we're going to ask the audience to share your stories. And I have, you can do it in comments, but I put Karina.author, where I'd love you to just put in the subject, story to share, and give us your stories. And we want to share them with everyone. So, having said that, we have just two simple kind of questions that we'd love to start off with of what, in fact, is inspiration to you, Neel and Nikki? And what inspiring thing, which you have a whole lifetime of, would you love to share with the audience today?
Well, I love the question. And for me, when I think of the word inspire, of course, I go directly to in spirit. So when I think of the word inspiration, I think of the creation of collaboration with spirit. And in spirit means that connection with the divine. So whenever that word inspiration or inspired comes in, I know, okay, I'm being called to something. Okay. I'm being I'm being asked to move in motion in collaboration with divine source. And so anything that I feel inspired to do or anything that comes through that just gives me that higher vibration of tingling within my soul, I know is being directed and guided by divine. So in this attitude of inspiration, it is saying it's not just mine. It's bigger than me. And it's that connection with the universal oneness. So anytime I feel that inspiration, I tend to get a little bit high energy because I know it's important. And there's a big difference when we can feel when it is our desire and when we feel it is a divine calling. Because when it's our desire, the vibration is, oh, that's a really good idea, but you know it's yours. You can feel it and you want to move through it because it's something that you're craving. When you get inspired, it's a higher vibration. You feel it, you feel the importance of it, you feel the enlightenment building up in your soul, and you're like, okay, this is going to ripple, it's going to ripple, it's going to ripple. And it's going to become something that is universally connected for a higher purpose. And so
Oh,
that's my definition of when I think of the word inspire or inspiration. It's a creation and collaboration through spirit with divine.
that's absolutely beautiful. And yes, it is about recognizing the energy signature of that specifically to identify, is it yours or is it really coming in from spirit? And so that alone takes guidance to learn and understand how to
Yeah,
work
it
with
turns
all
it,
this.
it turns the me into the we.
Perfect. I love that. I absolutely love that. Gives me chills right away. And thank you. That is absolutely beautiful. And Nikki, what would you like to share on that?
Um, I mean, of course, absolutely, I agree with Neel with everything that she said. The way I don't have the words to say it the way she did, but for me, it's when I say I feel inspired to do something, it's when I feel called to be a tool. I mean, when I feel like I am called to be used as an example to teach others to do something, when the divine wants me to be a tool in his hands to teach others a lesson or or to be a guidance to others, This is for me the inspiration. Like when I feel like I'm going through something and I need to take a certain path, a certain direction in my life, make certain decisions, or do something different, and know that this direction that I'm going to take will have a certain impact on others. This is my inspiration. That's how I see it.
Oh, that is so precious. And the truth of it is, when we are in that space, it's like when we can look out at the ocean when things are troubling us, and whatever was troubling us, when we can go from that me to the we through inspiration, our perspectives shift, and then things open up and they're so much easier to work with in more of a flow and connection than trying to fight the issues and get spun out and exhausted and pulled down. Inspiration is such a powerful, powerful emotion, but it's beyond emotion for us all. And the more that we delve into it, the more we can focus on it on a daily basis through gratitude right away as soon as we start our amazing day, because it is amazing because we're here. So every day, I don't care what the world is doing, I don't care what aches and pains are going on, it does not matter. The fact that we are here is a gift, and a gift given to us to be grateful for, that we all can be inspiring to other people and help uplift other people just by uplifting ourselves alone, which is not a selfish act to do at all. It's just the opposite. It's selfless for the other people.
Absolutely.
San, you're muted, love.
Sorry. I totally agree with everything everybody's saying. And I like what Nikki said. And I like the idea of the water. And I like how water can take our troubles and just take them away. And the inspiration just flows within us and unites us and brings us closer to the light. And that lifts us up. And that's what both of you are saying, that the inspiration lifts us up, but we have to acknowledge it. We have to let it go in order to be totally inspired. Right, Karina?
Oh, most definitely. It can be simplistic, but not always so simple. We know
Oh,
that. It's a process. It really is. I don't care how many decades we've been studying and mentored, it's still a process. So, my gorgeous ladies, I really want to ask you, what um inspirational thing did you want to share specifically for the audience when I first asked you to come on? And yes, you are these gorgeous angels to help launch this. And I was absolutely directed that it had to be you two. Um, what kind of like stirred in you to want to share of an inspiration to the audience? Because I know you were spoken to. I mean, that's, I already know that. So I just, but please share.
Um, Nick, if you don't mind, I'll go first
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
because I know you'll piggyback on this because we're always connected. So, and she'll elaborate on this, I'm sure. But I wanted to share with all of your viewers that to remember that an inspired moment can be created simply by smiling at a stranger. Sharing that love and light does not have to mean that you go out and you create these magnificent events that change the motion of the world. Your smile, your light changes. It shifts the energy of the world. That one glance at a stranger could be what makes them live another day. We don't know what everyone is going through, but please know that we are all connected. What they feel, if they are in a lower vibration, you have the power to shift that for them simply by sharing your light. Everyone has unique gifts, and some people are meant to go out and make big shifts that change the world, gives new technology, has a scientific discovery. But what more importance is there than to ignite a heart? And each and every one of you are capable of doing that simply by shining your divine light. Never underestimate the power of your light, because that light reflects to others the divine in them, and it makes them hunger for it. And the more they hunger for it, the more they search for it. Why? Because they remember it. It resonates with them. So smile, and you will be an inspiration to others. Nick?
What can I say more? But I know that you went first because you know this is one of my most important topic, because I have been in that like low energy, like I won't call it low energy, but let's say in this depression, deep depression, and I was the recipient of these, I wouldn't even say acts of kindness, because it was just a smile or something that maybe the person giving it didn't realize they were even doing something. Maybe a stranger just smiled randomly and it shifted my day. And even when I was at this lower point, I made it clear to myself and to others to always smile at others and make a difference in someone's day. Like, I can be having the worst day ever, but if I pass by somebody, I would give them a smile and look at them in the eyes. Looking at someone in the eyes is the most powerful act of kindness you can do, because it acknowledges their presence. It says, I see you as a human being that is important. And for me, this is what kept me going, because I was going through something really hard and I wasn't seen. And this meant to me so much. And I would go in the street and look at people in the eyes, hoping someone would look back, because this would make me go on for the next day. So yeah, it's these little things. It doesn't have to be big. This is what makes a difference, and this is what's important. So
That was so beautiful, and obviously Spirit thought so too. Oh my goodness, I don't know where that came from, but oh, Nikki, thank you for sharing such a vulnerable story too, because we all experience times of being extremely vulnerable, and it does make a difference when we can reach out to one another by the most simplest acts, and they are all kindness because it's all from the center of the heart. And there is nothing more powerful. True, Neel, because we don't need to, do a crusade out there to make any difference. It is just the simplest things. And it is the smile, and it is the looking at somebody and acknowledge. I'm looking at you, audience, right now. um, Acknowledging that you exist, you are important, and you may not believe it at this moment, but you are a magnificent being. And collectively, I think that I would be accurate in saying that part of our service is to bring that awareness back to you, because it's not like you never were, you always are. It's just that things can happen and we forget. Is like my analogy that we're born into this life as the light being, and as life happens and we don't understand it, but it's not such great stuff, we get plopped with mud. And when enough experience happened to us and we're 50% mud, we no longer act like the light being that we are, and we have no memory, and we start functioning like the mud person, which is a lower frequency. And we're designed to emit our light and radiate and connect with one another and help one another. And the balance is not even Steven, like a lot of people may think, oh, that's the balance. No. Things come from different directions, but it's to give freely without that expectation coming back. And then all of a sudden you see something completely different open up and blossom, and you just kind of like step back and go, oh my God, we couldn't design it that beautifully with our own mindset, without the connection of the divine. So we want to stay open for the magic of spirit, which is the inspiration that is surrounds us every single day. You just look for it instead of looking the other direction.
Absolutely. Inspiration is all around us. The abundance of the universe is all around us. And some people are, when you're struggling and you're giving at the same time, you feel depleted and you think that certain people don't appreciate things. Know that your actions are returned to you. There is that infinite flow. You're not unseen by the divine. And so when you're feeling depleted because you're giving, because you know that this is the way of life. You're meant to share, So when you feel like it's not being reciprocated back to you because somebody seems unappreciative, know that the divine sees you and the divine returns this energy to you. You are always in abundance. Some people think that, oh, well, I'm giving 80% to this relationship. The other person's only giving 20%. Know that you are supported by your team. Your actions are not going unnoticed, and you are being re-blessed. You have that extra support from the divine. When you allow yourselves to see the beauty in your life, to take note of the little flower on the top of that weed that somebody just stepped on, but that weed is still got that beautiful little flower, and you can take notice of that. Count that as a blessing, because that's the universe saying life is beautiful, even in the mud. Okay? Turn that mud into that nurturing fertilizer that you need to grow and continue to sprout and spread your wings. So just take a moment to pause, step back, and see the bigger picture, because the bigger picture is where you find that beauty. The details you can make your external world look distorted, But if you take the time to appreciate the abundance around you, that 80% that you're giving out, know that you're getting that 80% plus back.
Absolutely, without question. And then we have the spirit of discernment that will help guide us if we stay in certain things or if we move out of certain things, but in a graceful way as well. But it always comes back and it's always noticed by the divine. There is no question there. Nikki,
Yes.
you're being a little quiet for us. Can we bring you a little bit more forward so you're not quite so quiet?
Yeah, of course. I I just I mean I don't know, I just approve with everything you are saying. And for me, I look usually, it might sound weird, but I mean, like we already said, it's more the little thing that inspire me. And it's when I look at, like, in my life, I have gone through different experiences that have been, let's say, kind of like challenging. And because we have been talking about the being inspired as being connected with the divine, and that's exactly what it is. It's perfect. But I just wanted to touch a little bit on being inspired by other people too. And because this has been a big impact on my life since I went, like I said, through challenges, and a lot of people have been an inspiration in my life. And these people are not the those big speakers, and I don't, I'm not saying that I have anything against them. They're all great and wonderful, but it can be anyone. It can be anyone who does something, who survives every day. It can be anyone who takes one step despite everything that's happening in their life. It can be someone who decides to take, I mean, if it's someone who's struggling with an eating disorder and I see them taking one bite, this is for me inspirational. If it's someone suicidal and deciding to live one more day, this is for me inspirational. So it's not about the big things for me. I have been inspired by these little gestures, little struggles. It's more, I lived in a war zone. I I have been like surviving one day at a time. Um, and I don't think big. I cannot think big, even if I want to. So I just wanted to touch on that people are inspiring to me. Survivors are inspiring to me. And I don't know, that's I didn't want to ignore that point and think of inspiration just from the divine. Yes, it's from the divine, but also other people and the way they they go on, you know.
And wouldn't you say, Nikki, that the inspiration from the divine is putting the people in front of you that you get to see who have been through something and help you make that
Oh,
connection?
definitely. We are all one and connected. Absolutely. Absolutely, yes.
And people are our inspiration. There
Absolutely.
is no question. And Sandy and I have some new friends that actually were from the Cambodian and Vietnamese killing fields that survived and have a talk show about thriving in teaching people how to keep the faith And no matter what it takes, that is what is going to get you to come out to the other side, and to be able to know that it does not have to stay your world. And these are two amazingly inspiring women of everything that they've gone through and how they are such successful business women. So yes, and it can be the big things, but it is always starting from the core, the center, the heart of the smallest, most purest things. And that is somebody sharing part of their soul when they go through such a struggle. And yet they inspire you just to take one more step. I understand that one too. I've been there myself. So I do understand. As a child, I've been there. Sandy's been there. So we understand the power of that, because that is so powerful. San.
Yes, I've been there too. And Empower the Smile helped me. And I tried to always give my smile to strangers as one of my philosophies. Um, and I'm surrounded by these amazing women on the stage. And Karina is a master of mine. And these ladies on the stage are all mentors of mine. And I learn from everybody on the stage and many more. And I'm inspired by each one of you. And I feel the divine works through each one of you and brings different perspectives to you to bring to me so that I can share my light to others differently in my teachings.
That is so beautiful. Now, I promised that our beautiful guests here, they have another meeting that they have shortly after this. Ladies, can we take about 3 minutes if there's any questions for you? Is that
Oh,
possible right now? Oh, that's
absolutely.
yes. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure where your head was going on that one. Okay. Um, since it is easy enough to see, just drop in the chat and just say me. That way I know you have a question, and then I can find you and unmute you, or Sherry can, because Sherry, I also made you a co-host to help out, honey. Thank you.
While we are waiting for question, Corina, I just wanted to add, when you were reading the bio and all our shows, in between when we sent you the bios and now we added the show.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah, so I just want to add this show because for me, it's the most important one. And it's called Key to Treasure. It's almost daily, just 15 minutes. And it's one quote that we discuss. It goes kind of spiritual topic, just 15 minutes. It goes very deep. Uh, and like it started almost for fun in a way, and now it's the most important of our shows. So I just wanted to add it. It's called Key to Treasure, and it's almost daily that we do it for 10 to 20 minutes. It depends every day.
Oh, that is
Just wanted to
wonderful.
mention it. Yeah.
Neil,
It's a show
can
on
you
the
type that?
reflection of the, I'm sorry, it's a show on the reflection of the quote of the day. So we dig a little bit deeper on whatever quote of the day is, and Nikki chooses the quotes.
Oh, I
And
love it. Could you
they
do me a
come from,
favor and also type that in the chat, so they
Yeah.
know where to find you
Yes,
for
I will
that?
do that.
Thank you. I'm sorry, Neil. I just want to make sure, because of your time, I don't want you to miss your next appointment. And it
I
took
know.
a while to get you beautiful ladies, and I didn't want to lose you. And so now we have Sherry that would love to make a comment.
Yeah, I am so honored to be attending this today. And what a pleasure it is to meet you, Janeel and Nikki, of course, and your stories. And I just feel this energy coming from the two of you, but it's a very solid feeling that I have. And Nikki, I have to say, well, first of all, Janeel, you're like a galaxy of wisdom. And I just, when I was listening to you, I was just picturing that you have as many inspirational points as the universe has stars. So I just really feel that with you. And Nikki, I have to say that, just listening to you, just making eye contact with other people, that's a really huge thing because even if we are raised with in war zones of different types or battlefields, coming from like a very abusive home too, that also is a war zone. And I never made eye contact with people because I felt that alone and invisible. And I know how that feeling is when you look at a stranger's eyes and they smile at you. And it's like, wow, somebody saw me, and that made me feel validated, as a person and stuff. So I really resonated deeply with your story and what you were telling us. And anyway, I know everyone has time things going on here, but I just wanted to say what a pleasure it is to meet both of you and hear your stories today. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Sherry. And I just want to add that not only was I in a war zone, but I lived 17 years of very, very severe domestic violence. I only ran away 10 years ago. So I know what you're talking about. And I too used to walk with my eyes down, afraid to look up, because if I look up, I might be accused of looking at a stranger and be beaten for it. So I know what you're talking about. And this is why it was important to me. If I, in this 1 second of me having eye contact with someone, I tried to give them my full story and saying, help me. I tried to say, help me with what this 1 second of eye contact. So this is why it was so important. And this is why when I look at someone, I make eye contact and I say inside, I'm here. If you have something to say, you can come and talk to me. So I get it.
Thank you. That was so beautiful for a share, Sherry. And thank you, Nikki, for even sharing quite deeper so people can understand. People may see our smiles and stuff, but they don't really know the stories behind it. And people have stories. People have gone through things that are unimaginable. And the smallest bit of love from the heart, that act of kindness, makes the world of difference. And it is the power of inspiration there. And I look at inspiration as star fuel. Since we're all connected, we're all made out of stars. It is all abundant. And so the help is abundant too. And so we don't want anybody to feel alone or stay alone, even though that I understand the need of, believe me, I understand. The need of having to protect yourself so you won't get beaten anymore. And it isn't an easy thing to reach out. And I do I know that. But I encourage anybody that feels anything or feels in a space where they can't come out, that they can reach out to any one of these beautiful ladies whenever they need to. And I will have all their information put in the comments in the Facebook, and I have everything in the chat. And I'm looking at the time, and I don't want to keep you. Is there anything that you would love to wrap this up with? And then Sandy and I will give a couple of announcements of what is happening this month, because we have more coming along. Neel, Nikki?
I just want to say thank you for having us. And it was a great opportunity to meet your guests and to be with you. And congratulations on a great show.
And I would also like to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the behind the scene guests and for Sherry helping out in the background and for our beautiful Sandy. And you two, I just want to say directly to Karina and Sandy, I am so honored to be your first guest on your show. And just continue to be you and keep shining. And that inspiration will indeed ripple out. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I apologize that we do need to jump off, but
No apologies necessary, but I do want to tell you how grateful I am for both of you to be in now your collective new community and your cosmic tribe. I am so honored that Neel, you sought me out, and here we are. I'm just so excited to see what is going to be opening up now for all of us together and separately, but we are always connected now. That's it. You're not going anywhere, girl. Either of you. Thank you so much for your precious time and your wisdom to share it. Thank you. We are very grateful to have had you here today. Much love and blessings always.
Blessings to both of you.
Well, at least I gently skip away. They have another talk show to do immediately, and we'd just like to give a couple of very quick announcements. This month of March is going to be pretty strong for us this time coming, and with inspiration and understanding energy and all that, I will be doing a workshop masterclass interactive on March 10th, which is a Friday at 7 p.m. You're not going to want to miss it. It's 3 of the major keys, phases of what energy really is and how to work with it, how to understand the difference with inspiration, how to empower yourself in a very short period of time. And I would love to have you. This is my gift of you being my guest to come. Sandy then will be on the very next day on the 11th. And Sandy, is it 11:11 your time?
No, just 11.
It's just 11.
11 Mountain.
It's 11 Mountain time for Sandy. It's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for myself. Sandy will be okay, so we have the I word here now. So intuition activation, which of course also is inspiration. And the end of the month, we will be back on the 3rd Thursday at the same time, same stage, unless we can figure out something more. And on the last 3 days of March, I will be doing a 3-part event, the 28th, 29th, and the 30th, which is going to be very in-depth, but just watch our pages and you will start seeing us post. And with that, Sandy?
This has been exciting and inspiring. And thank you all for attending.
Thank you so very much. And it is an honor that you spent time with us, and just honestly, just let your light shine, smile with people, let your inspiredness go out to others. Definitely drop in a story, short, long, whatever you would like, because there's more information coming up about that, about a contest of how you might have your story enter my next book, which the title is Inspired, which Spirit gave me. And we'll give you more details as we go along.
So
Okay.
right.
Yes, so write it. If nothing else, it will inspire you just for writing it yourself. And we want to be sharing this out with so many people. So thank you. Have the most blessed, blessed day and the weekend coming, whatever your time zone is. Thank you so much for this time that you've come into our room. And we will see you soon. Much love.